Before I put this thing back in the Jeep, what I thought I would do is on the bench where we can see sort of clearly how this works, I thought I'd install two World War II firearms into the carrier. Now I have an M1 carbine and I also have an M1 Garand. These would be two of the more typical rifles that would have been used, especially in the Pacific. Not that saying that they didn't use these rifles in all theaters, they did. But my dad tells me that in the jungles they sometimes preferred, depending on what the mission was, they sometimes preferred to use the carbines because it was smaller, more compact, and they could get into tighter places with it. But you could certainly debate that, and I would be okay with that. Let's talk about first how this carrier works. This part of the carrier is it's hollow, but it also folds up over, and it is in that hollow that the butt of the stock would have fit. There's also a spring pad that puts pressure up on the bottom of the stock to push it up against the top of this hollow. As well, on the front there's another spring-loaded pad that the front of the gun goes into. It is compressed, and then this handle or this holder swings around and then compresses the forearm into the pad and then keeps it secure in the rest or in the carrier on the dashboard. So to install the carbine, we're going to put it upside down, or the top of the gun to the inside of the channel on the carrier, and we're going to mount it or lay it onto that spring-loaded pad, push it down, and then slide it to the back. And again, as I said, that sweep or that curve on that carrier is going to bind the buttstock between the toe and the cone. Come up here, this is a short rifle, so this time we're actually on the barrel itself. So we'll compress that and we'll slide that holder around. And now the carbine is securely mounted in the carrier, and when we turn this upside down, it's actually going to look like this in the Jeep. Now the carbine's not quite so easy. The carbine is a huge rifle. It's a heavy rifle, and it takes up most of the carrier. Because it's so large, and again this is floating free, it's not in the Jeep, you can see how high this is above the fold in the carrier. So we need to push that down with sufficient force or significant force to get it to fit under. Now imagine this thing mounted underneath the dashboard and you're trying to do that up into the dashboard. So we're going to push this and we're going to slide it back as far as it'll go. And then that's the same thing that we're going to push down on that spring pad in the front. But because this is so much thicker, we need to push it down with some force to get it so that the carrier arm or swing arm or holder arm is in place, holding it securely. And then the same thing, it would get mounted upside down in the Jeep like this. So a lot of the discussions that I've seen or had suggest that this was designed not only to be in the Jeep, on the dash, easily accessible, but depending on the climate, a lot of these Jeeps were used with the windshield folded down. So if you think about it, if the Jeep windshield is folded down, this is going to lay on the hood in this orientation. The idea is that you could simply undo the latch or undo the swing arm and then pull this thing and go right back into battery. Makes sense. I understand the concept and the theory. But I think if somebody was shooting at me, I'd want to be doing this as damn quickly as I can. Now, let me say this about the carrier. If you're interested in maintaining your rifles, especially your gun stocks, in really pristine condition, this carrier is not going to do that for you, because there's all kinds of places where it is rubbing and putting pressure on the rifle or the gun stock. First is right up inside of this area right here, where literally there's a bead. This whole thing has a bead. The edge is all beaded, but it is actually, the stock is actually rubbing up against this area in the rifle holder. And it's the same with this this swing latch that goes in. That takes some stress, or puts some stress onto that front of those gun stocks or the barrels. So they are going to wear finish, they are going to wear bluing there, or even the parkerizing, it is going to wear it. So if you plan to put these or mount these in your Jeeps for display, which is fine, just know that if you use them the way they are, you are going to get some potential wear on the stocks or on the metal itself. So as I said, all we need to do is flip this upside down. There are the same corresponding mounting holes